1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's time for celebrity theme song. Writing songs about celebrities. It's time for celebrity theme song. Come along! Writing songs about celebrities. Celebrities. Hey! It's been a hard day's night. Hey, everybody.
Hey,
We'd like to welcome our dear friend, Mike Glazer.
To Celebrity Theme Song, the podcast.
That's what we're doing.
Thank you for having me.
Nice.
Having Mike.
Yeah.
How you doing, Mike?
This is really exciting. This is a really good concept, and y'all are very fun. So thank you for having me.
Oh, thanks.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
so glad you came in last minute. I know we just texted you yesterday and you were available. Really appreciate that.
Man, you came in with so many exclamation points. How can I say no?
Yeah, you know,
yeah.
I got to bring the enthusiasm to the texts.
I feel like we never get Keith exclamation points.
Yeah, that's it. What's
I'm
up
not
with
trying
that?
to impress you. I'm not trying to court you to Burbank. You know, like I don't.
was really
you live in
funny.
like Hollywood or West
I
Hollywood?
live in West Hollywood, and
Yeah.
as soon as I said yeah, you were like, oh, great, by the way, it's in Burbank.
Yeah.
And I was like, well played.
Well played, sir.
So everybody that I because we texted a few people, everybody who I knew was in the Valley, I was like, it's in Burbank. Everybody who was like, I don't think they live in the Valley, leave out Burbank. I say yes. Because like everybody who's in the Valley was like, oh great, it's gonna be easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for everyone who listens to this, you probably do live in California, so
Oh, yeah,
we don't
yeah.
need to explain anything
No,
about that.
I think people get it. It's
Okay.
like they live on the other side of town.
Picture something far.
And it's a big town. It's not a small town.
It's a really big
where
city.
the other
It's
side
a
is 5 minutes.
And the traffic is going to suck.
Which I think every city has bad traffic now.
Not
every
this
big
bad.
city, not this bad, but they don't know. You know, it's
Sure.
your own perspective that you're. Everyone's always like, "Oh, don't go to Boston. The traffic's horrible."
I know, and then
Don't
we
go to
drive
New
through
York.
Boston. And
Traffic's
it's like,
horrible."
well, New York has shit traffic.
It does.
The thing is that when we all like kind of officially met at a beautiful wedding, that was my first time taking any kind of like transit in LA, and it was
Oh.
great.
It
Wow.
actually is great. The train, the Red Line train especially, that
Yeah.
train is great.
Yeah.
No one's on it.
It's beautiful.
No one's there.
Yeah.
You stretch
And
out,
it's easy.
and they always have jazz, live
And,
jazz.
and apparently
bands.
there's jazz bands taking. Yeah,
Is that the
so-
only time you ever went on the train?
yeah,
Yeah, so 100% of the time you've been on.
There's been jazz
Yeah.
bands.
That's something you can tell all your friends when they visit LA. It's like, oh yeah, if you take the Hollywood and Vine Station south, there's a jazz band.
New Orleans style parade, baby.
Context for our listeners is we were at our good friend Brian Wool's wedding, and part of their wedding, for whatever reason, New Orleans tradition decided to have a cool brass, jazz, funk band take us on the train all the way to the venue. So we basically got to hear like some great standard songs, and it was a really fun energy.
It was awesome.
It was awesome, and it makes sense because Brian Wool, he's not here, but he's great, and he just comes up with
Rest in peace. It felt like the way he said, well, he's not here anymore.
No.
It was a beautiful wedding.
but he always comes up with the coolest ways to do activities or do things and
He's
celebrate.
a fun is everywhere kind of guy. Make fun happen is sort of one of his life mottos, you know?
Absolutely. How does it feel when you all go on tour and bring your kind of energy and music? Does everybody light up and get excited? And they're like, thank you. We needed something positive, wholesome, fun, and a little bit wild in our lives.
I think they do. I think our shows have been really fun. And people are really excited for them. Also now, people are excited for any kind of show, I think. Any reason to go do something fun again in a crowd. But definitely our shows are goofy. Very goofy.
I sort of describe us like to people like we're almost like real live Looney Tunes on stage, which is
awesome.
like I feel like that's the energy that kind of summons in the room a lot of times with the audience.
I was watching some past videos of your performances, and I always saw like the pie in the middle of the stage, and then you all float towards it on your noses to like
Exactly.
enter onto the
You get
floor.
it. You get it.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
The scent is actually a hand.
Yeah. And we exit by jumping through the wall in us-shaped holes through the wall.
Yeah. But you said you were about to go on tour.
This is my first tour,
That's
which
exciting.
is an awesome feeling. It feels good to like work really hard at something like stand-up comedy and be very frustrated and be like, I got stuff to say and I hope
Right.
everyone likes it. And then you get to a certain point, or I got to a certain point where I was like, I actually finally feel comfortable on stage. And now I'm I'm at like a new level for me with a long way to go. But
Sure.
at least now I'm able to go on tour and headline and sell tickets.
Yeah,
And,
it's awesome.
Sick.
That's always been the dream, hit the
Your-
road,
your
which
shows-
ties into my guest today.
Your shows have
Ooh.
always been great in LA. You have a great, I don't know, pool of people who are good.
Yeah.
And you always put them up in your shows, and your shows are always good. And in a world where you can go to some really bad stand-up shows anywhere, but in LA, for sure.
For sure.
And your shows are always really great talent.
Here's a
on the
question
show.
for you.
Thank you.
As the three of us tour, and there's always three of us, and so sometimes it means I'm sleeping holding Keith's hand, but mostly it means like there's always a buddy around to like
Yeah.
share a laugh with, talk to, whatever.
in the car, it's
in the
like-
car. But I think like, damn, like if I was
hard.
here by myself,
It's hard.
this might suck. So how was that for you as a solo act?
There are a lot of shows where I'm going to be solo, and when I'm driving through the mountains at 1 a.m,
Yeah.
with the windows down and the music as loud as possible,
Yeah,
and I
to stay
forgot
awake.
to drink water, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it gets rough, but
Yeah.
the flip of that is I'm in a position now where like I get to bring a feature with me. So shout out to Allie
Nice.
Lou, so that
Oh,
like
shit.
whoever is able to come with me,
Wait a minute.
they can get
What's her
paid.
name?
Allie Lou.
That's what I call Alex.
That's
Alex
really?
Lewis.
Yeah.
I call him Ali
Ali
Lou.
Lou.
Ali Lula.
And Ali Lou, which has also turned Hughie into saying Keithy Doo. Ali Lou, Keithy Doo.
And H.E. Stew.
AG Stu.
That's awesome. Can I be
Mikey Glue.
Mikey Glue.
Okay.
Oh, I just lost my headphones
Yeah, we
again.
keep losing. That keeps happening.
All right.
That's kind of fun.
If we're recording, I'm
okay.
good.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
there
sure
we go.
it's-
It's
We're
back.
Yeah, so you're
That's
going
sick,
to be.
though. You're traveling with someone.
Yeah, and it's
Sick.
cool
Cool.
to like bring somebody along, and also like they get paid, which feels it's the
Huge.
whole point of all of it.
Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
awesome.
So,
That's cool.
wow, are we a quattro now? No, what's it called in a four
quadruple.
Quartet.
A quartet.
A quartet. Bit of
I
a
like
quartet.
what you called it, a quattro.
I'm sure that is a name for it in like maybe a
Spain?
different language that has a similar Latin origin.
Thanks, buddy.
Walking on eggshells there. You're afraid to upset someone?
No, it was actually like quattro. I was like, first I was like in Italian, but like, wait, maybe quattro is Italian. Maybe
Spanish.
Maybe, but maybe it's also Italian,
Une, due, qua. It might be. I don't know.
right? They're all very like all of those
Train.
languages, especially the numbers, have very high similarities.
I got to learn this. I'm going to Italy in a month or two.
oh,
For the honeymoon.
you probably better learn Italian.
I've got no other
That's how I
choice.
am too. Every time I go to a new country, try to learn the language. Just try to show off a little bit.
Absolutely.
I
So
are you really going to Italy?
I am going to Barcelona, France, and Italy
For his honeymoon.
for my honeymoon.
I'm actually going to give him this shirt, but I'm not going to wash it between now and then.
yeah,
to
I'll wear
with
that
you on
all the time.
Do you need a feature?
I'll you know what? Let me talk to my agent.
Cool. Talk to my agent,
It's going to be
fiance.
so lonely with just you and
I
your
know.
wife traveling. It's going to be nice to have someone else to shoot the shit with.
We had someone to pay to bring along
driving
with
through
us.
the-
We're not spending any money on this, so it'll be great to
The
pay someone.
Italian mountains.
Mike, who did you bring for us to
Yeah,
write
who's
a
our
song with
celeb?
today?
Well, I was thinking about how you're going on tour, I'm going on tour, and this person has been on the road in his red Corvette all over the country. It is Guy Fieri of Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives.
That's Flavor Town. This is a
Let's take it
thrilling.
to Flavor
what a
Town.
great celebrity to choose. What a also. The first thing that came up is just GuyFieri.com.
Welcome to
Flavor Town.
We take our fair share of flights out of Burbank, and every time we do, I always want to stop for a Guy Fieri sandwich from his sandwich.
His
thing.
sandwich shop.
He's got it's like his little sandwich
It
stand.
is pretty good. I've gotten the chicken and stuff. I've gotten stuff from there. It's
Nice.
totally good.
Yeah, I know that it's a cardboard cutout of him, like right in front of that small restaurant. It's awesome. I love him so much. I've always loved him, and I'm so glad that the world has come around the corner, because everyone used to talk like look, who's this guy and all that, and now he's just he's like, I called him the Tom Hanks of television, because I feel like he is so beloved
Oh, yeah.
all over the world.
I think
Wow.
also everyone made fun of him for a long time, and then there was a stand-up comedian,
Shane Torres.
who had
Yeah.
a bit, which is like, why do we hate him? He's totally not a problem.
Yeah.
And I think everyone was like, shame on us. We were all like, you're fucking right. Shame on us. There's no reason for us to hate this guy. This guy's
Yeah.
nice. Basically, what he does is he goes around and he uplifts small businesses. That's it.
Yep.
And we're like,
you
fuck that
fucking
loser.
asshole.
Look at his stupid shirt and his hair.
So Shane, at one point in that bit, he says, but because he looks like a Hot Topic manager who got struck by lightning while drinking Mountain Dew, we hate this guy like he's a member of Nickelback. And by the way, what did Nickelback ever do?
Yeah.
Nah, their music isn't great.
Great.
Oh, they have some great songs though. Photograph. It's a
I mean-
fucking beautiful song.
Is it?
It is. It
an okay
truly
song.
is.
I will say, Chad Kroeger singing, what's that song? I said that a hero can save us. Like, I mean, I just am brought back to like 2002 watching Spider-Man.
Yes, exactly. Just zooming through the buildings, kissing Mary Jane.
That's right.
Yeah.
But enough about Nickelback.
Let's
well,
talk about.
funny enough, I met Chad and Guy at a Guy Fieri charity event during the Super Bowl. So this
Wow.
is so cyclical.
Like during this
Wow.
most recent
this most recent
Super
one in
Bowl?
LA.
Wow.
And so I got to meet Guy Fieri and shake his hand and be like, hey man, like I fucking love you, dude. Can I get a picture? And he's like, absolutely. Also, I'm working. And I was like, word, heard, snap. And he's like, so great to meet you. And like he gave me a little bit of time. And then he went on his way to raise money instead of talk to me. So
Yeah.
like respect.
Wow.
He's cool.
Wow.
I'm working my way toward being a Food Network star myself.
It's true.
And
On your way.
obviously,
I'm glad I
Great
could open
first
that
step.
door for you.
I'm obviously,
as I was one as well.
he, he wants, we all want to be Guy Fieri. We all want the longevity because he basically keeps that network making money.
Yeah.
Like he's 3 shows now, but really no one wants anything other than Triple D. It's just a
Diners,
good
Drive-Ins, and
format.
Dives is such a great show.
It's
Were you a Food
easy
Network
to
star,
watch.
Mike? Was that a serious thing you just said?
I
Under
was
breath?
on. Well, Star is not true.
But you were
I was
on
on
something,
Worst
right?
Cooks in America.
Yeah.
yeah, with Bobby Flay and Ann Burrell.
And now you're a pretty good cook.
And now I can cook.
Now
Like,
you like, and you also you're into cool food.
Yeah,
That's the thing about you.
You
like
were
the
on
food.
Worst Cooks in America?
Yeah,
I've got to watch it now.
if you like.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, it was amazing, man. It was cool because like I've loved Food Network. Like it started with Iron Chef, but
Yes.
the Japanese
Iron
version.
Chef. Yes.
I feel like we must have been starting watching Food Network at the same time.
Yes.
Yeah.
'Cause it was at that time only Iron Chef, and then a couple of like the not an Emerald, and then a couple of like the Giada at Home type stuff, but it wasn't those people yet. It was, but and then okay. Do you remember this? There's an old show that aired around the same time called Two Fat Ladies.
What?
I'm not kidding. That's what the name of the show was.
Wow.
And it was 2 British larger ladies, and they loved the show, and they just went around and showed various British recipes, and they rode on a motorcycle with the sidecar.
Oh wow.
And it was 2 large ladies driving around, learning how to make stuff. Honestly, could have been a precursor of Triple D in some
Wow.
ways, but it was a great show.
That
I
sounds
really
awesome.
think we all should gather around and watch 2 Fat Ladies.
And also get a motor car for us.
Hell
for
yeah.
Lewberger.
A 3,
Yeah.
2 sidecars.
Yes. How sick would that be?
Has anyone here ever been to one of Guy Fieri's recommended Triple D restaurants?
Absolutely.
I also have.
I've been to a few at this point because
They
I
did one in
used to tour with
Syracuse.
Improv Group, and that I've toured to all sorts of small towns in America, and that's where a lot of these restaurants are. So I've been to probably 5 or 6. Not that I can name any, but they were all like diners.
I can name mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just in Woodland Hills. It's called Fab's Hot Dogs, and they are some of the best goddamn hot dogs you've ever
Why have
had.
you never taken us to the hot dog?
When do you
place?
want to go to Woodland Hills?
I go there for my doctor.
Well then, yeah, that's the perfect meal for right before your doctor.
Right after.
Okay.
It's like how you used to get candy from
There
the
you go.
doctor.
Yeah.
That's not good for you
Let me
either.
know the next time you're going to your doctor. I'll take you.
Okay,
I'll
I'm
take you
gonna
to
go. I
Fab's.
got to get some vaccinations for when I go to Vietnam, so I'll get a hot dog.
What a great day.
There's one more needle in my body. Okay, here's something. Okay, the first thing you see when you go to Wikipedia entry about Guy Fieri is that he was born Guy Ramsey Ferry.
Oh.
Ferry.
Oh, really?
Actually, it's Guy Ramsey Fieri Ferry. So perhaps he dropped the furthest of the last names, or he added Fieri into his real name. And I'm sure I'll learn about this. But he was born Guy Ramsey Ferry
So is
in 1968.
Guy Fieri? Is it Fieri or Fieri?
Yeah, I was gonna say I haven't known how to bring it up, but Alex has been doing this really fancy
Fieri.
pronunciation,
Yeah.
and I didn't know how to
This
bring it up in an
honeymoon
organic
tongue.
way.
I am getting ready to go to Italy.
You know,
So.
I also have been saying like Fieri instead of Fieri because I thought it was correct. But now that I realize he changed his name to that, it's like, well,
All bets are off, baby.
then who knows what the pronunciation is actually supposed to be. But in the little pronunciation guide on Wikipedia, it does look like it's Fieri.
Fieri.
Maybe because it's like
Fieri.
it sounds a little like eat.
Fieri.
I think it's because it's supposed to be like fiery, right?
Whoa.
As a word, and he has the flames on his shirt.
Holy fucking shit. Is that what that is?
That's what I had always put. That's what I always thought, because he has the tips and the flames on his shirt, and his name is Guy Fieri, but spelled Fieri. Fiery is almost what it looks like.
I thought it was just like an Italian last name.
Yeah. What an amazing, like, I was destined to do this kind of situation. Like, when your name matches your entire everything, that's pretty powerful.
Wow.
Undeniable.
Fieri.
Well, also Ramsay, guys.
Yeah.
Gordon Ramsay.
Oh, shit.
To become like the pharaoh.
Is he the American Gordon Ramsay?
Oh,
Ramses.
I see.
What did you think I was talking about?
Ramses.
And what a like king he is, you know, of
Guys,
food.
The definition of Fieri is being in the process of accomplishment.
Holy fuck.
Beginning to have existence not yet completely formed, which means he is a work in progress.
Not yet completely formed. I mean, if that's not the song right there, I don't know what it is.
That's
writing it
incredible. That's incredible. Wow.
Wow.
So you've met him, which is cool.
was
What were
very
your
cool.
impression? If you could describe him in 3 words, what 3 words would you describe him as?
I could feel him before I knew he was around.
You like
Yeah.
knew that you were in the presence of lightning.
Yeah, exactly. Like there was a warm, powerful presence, and then I saw him, and my heart lit up because I was like, oh my gosh, not only are you a real person, but you're a really kind person.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I asked him to take a picture, he was like, absolutely, and he put his hand on my shoulder, and you know what I mean? Just like a go-getter, but full of like, I'm very thankful to be here, and so I'm always gonna like emit that kind of like charity out of me.
Wow.
Is that a crazy way
That's
to
awesome.
describe
That's
it?
great.
Okay.
So I want to read this from his actual like website, that he started his food entrepreneurship at the age of 10.
What?
Selling soft pretzels from a stand with his dad, and the name was Awesome Pretzels.
That's so cute.
But that's so good because he says awesome
Yeah.
all the time. So like that's
Awesome.
been in his cabinet of words for so long.
Sweet.
What did he? What was there anything like? What kind of pretzels were they? Were they special pretzels?
They were soft.
Just sort of soft, like.
Let me see if I
they
can
were
find more
awesome,
about the
man.
pretzels.
All right, I'm not trying to jump down anyone's throat. I'm curious about
Okay.
how did he gain food fame from pretzels?
Well, it's just where he started, man.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Gosh.
Sorry, Guy.
He's a work in progress. Okay, you're looking for a finished product here. He's a work in progress.
You're right.
Freaking working pro.
He's a Fieri.
Okay, let's just say let's start from the beginning. He was born Guy Ramsay Fieri, on January 22nd, 1968 in Columbus, Ohio. During high school, he was a foreign exchange student in France, where he developed his interest in food and cooking. But before that, he began his association with food, selling pretzels from his awesome pretzels cart and washing dishes to finance his trip to France to study.
Wow.
On his return to the United States, he worked at the restaurant at the Red Lion Inn in Eureka, California.
Oh.
Wow. Until he went to Las Vegas for college. He graduated college, worked as a manager of Parker's Lighthouse, which is a Stouffer's restaurant, the Stouffer's company, in Long Beach, California. After 3 years in Southern California, he became the district manager of Luis's Trattoria, managing 6 locations, along with recruiting and training for the restaurants. So he actually was a restaurant guy,
Wow.
Yeah.
which I think is very legitimizing for what he does.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because having to manage multiple locations means you are understanding the actual food coming in and out, the sales, the staff, all that stuff. And now he basically goes around and meets restaurateurs, and he can really relate to them. And not only, like, normally it's just a chef, right?
Right.
Not the business side of the restaurant as well, which
He's done
seems
it
like
all.
what he did.
That's interesting too, because all of the other business restaurant shows are just like men yelling in kitchens about getting their act together, and instead he's like, oh, I ran like 6 of these when I was younger. I know how hard it is. Like, let's just celebrate you. Such
Yeah.
a better way to go.
Yeah, right? Instead of being like, I'll find the ones to fix, like, no, I'll find the ones that are cool.
Yeah. I'm looking to hang.
Yeah. He is
Exactly.
looking at, he rolls up in his convertible. He's like, today I'm eating pork. It's a great day. Let's check it out. This place is doing pork a little bit different. And they always are. In 1996, he and his business partner, Steve Gruber, great name, opened Johnny Garlic's, a California pasta grill. in Santa Rosa, California. A second location opened in Windsor, and a third in Petaluma in 2001.
Wow.
And a fourth in Roseville. Subsequently, they developed Tex Wasabi's Barbecue and Sushi in 2003 in Santa Rosa. Basically, he was
Tex Wasabi's Barbecue and Sushi?
You got that right.
Can we hear more about this restaurant?
Yeah, there's got to be a menu.
Sorry, this
Maybe
is
I'll pull
one of the
up a
only
menu.
ones without a link. They're really trying to bury the history of Tex Wasabi's. And then his first New York City restaurant, Guy's American Kitchen and Bar, opened in 2012 to brutal New York Times coverage.
I remember
Wells.
that. That was an unfair. I remember reading that. That was an unfair critique.
How?
It was called the most scathing review in the history of the New York Times.
Wow.
And
these
likely
fucking
the most
assholes.
widely read restaurant review ever.
Wow.
So why do you think it was unfair?
And also, are you rocking a no case phone right now?
Yeah, I just got the. I never have a case. It helps me care about it.
Wow.
Do you know what I'm saying? 'Cause,
Yeah, that's true.
If I have a case, all bets are off, and I'm like, whatever.
Throw it on the fucking ground.
Yeah, when I have a baby, I'm going to keep him naked. Make it just harder, man. I really have to focus on what's going on with that kid at all times. No stroller, no car seat, no nothing.
No way.
I'm going to be sitting on my hip.
Until you're 18, then you can put on
then
clothes.
you can walk.
So why do you think that the review was unfair? What?
Because I also think it was in that time when he was like a go-to punchline. And if you go to a place in New York and it's like you have all these steak shops like Peter Luger's, and then you have all these other things, like if you're going to review a celebrity-driven restaurant like that, like I would like to see the scope of celebrity-driven restaurants that you're reviewing. Because I've been to Giada's in Las Vegas, and I've been to Gordon Ramsay's Hell's Kitchen, and I've been to all these places. And I don't want to say what I thought about it. What I want to say is, like, if you're going to go to a celebrity-driven restaurant like that, I want to hear more about everywhere else that you've gone as well.
You should just be ranking them.
Yeah,
right.
I
You
think
should,
so.
or you should at least be covering an equal amount of them. I think that's a good
It felt
point.
like a clickbait.
And so Fieri
like
said,
move.
apparently Fieri accused Wells, who was the nation's highest profile reviewer who wrote this review, of using his name as a platform to advancing his own prestige. Because he knew everyone would read about Fieri's restaurant, so he chose to slam it because they knew that would get the most clicks.
Yep.
And that way he would be even more notable as a reviewer because he would have the most read review ever.
And
Then
now Guy Fieri does the exact opposite. He goes around to places and he uplifts them.
Yeah,
100%.
pretty much. Yeah. He partnered with Carnival Cruise Lines to create Guy's Burger Joint.
Wow.
To sell Fieri's burgers fleet-wide. So he put them first on cruise ships.
Wow.
That's smart.
He's like, if you're going to
workshopping
slam
your
me in
act.
New York, I'm taking to the seas.
That is ingenious. That's like, okay, I'm putting him on these cruise ships, and now, like, hundreds of thousands of people are going to ride these ships. Love the burgers because it's all they can get for the most part. Like, if I want a burger, there's probably one burger joint on the whole cruise ship.
Also, the people who go on cruises in America are watching cable.
Absolutely.
In their middle America. So they're very familiar. So they're going to get on the cruise line and be like, holy fuck, Guy Fieri's restaurant on the boat. We gotta go.
And then if they like it, they'll open one up on the mainland.
Yeah.
Now you've got yourself a lifelong customer.
They'll put them in the Burbank airport.
That's right.
Yeah. I also want to say for his restaurants, it's so easy to roll your eyes at a trash can filled with nachos, or you can look at that trash can of nachos if you've never seen it. They take a big metal bucket of nachos, turn it over on your plate, and lift it up so it's this tower of nachos. How fun is that if you like to have
I'm
fun?
going to go ahead and look that up.
And look, if you're getting nachos, you want to have fun. No one's like, I'm having the worst. Let's just get some nachos. Like, nachos are a shareable, fun food where every bite is different.
We were at a restaurant in Michigan, and the lady lit a plate of cheese on fire, and that made the whole meal that much more fun.
It felt like a Triple D restaurant for sure.
Whoa, that looks fucking
man.
bomb
Yeah.
as shit.
This is the
Too much.
craziest thing I've ever seen. So for those listening, it is just a giant, I don't know.
It looks like a cake.
Well, it does. It looks like a cake of nachos, basically. It's just it's an enormous plate of nachos. I don't know, shaped like a trash can.
It's awesome. It's
So he actually, the way he rose to fame is he won the second season of the Next Food Network Star in 2006.
Well, he actually became a Food Network star from a show promising him to become
Yeah.
a Food Network star. That's
Mike,
amazing.
I've got to tell you, something very interesting about you is you sort of have the opposite journey.
Yeah. I'm like the Venom to his Spider-Man, huh?
What is the? I feel like an obvious sound for the song would be like,
Right.
but I feel like that's
We've
too
literally
on the
done
nose.
exactly
Yeah.
that.
And we've also done it.
But I feel like it's got to be
like.
like, you know,
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
like some kind of just like rock
some black
opera,
opera on
like
Yeah.
like.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you know, it's got to be some kind of big electric anthem type thing.
Yep, I'm into it. Let me find the right sound. I don't think it's those tubular bells I was just using.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think
Oh,
it was the tubular bell?
I've got a rock organ. Nope.
That's a more of an almost real. There we go.
Yeah, that's more like Doorsy.
I gotta learn more about it too, because like,
Absolutely. Let's hear it.
He gave me a cigar.
What?
When he took my picture. Check that out. It's
Wow.
called Knuckle Sandwich Cigars.
Wow.
So I
Are you
thought,
ever gonna smoke it?
fuck no.
Yeah, no.
Wow.
Absolutely not.
So nice
Unless
that you're letting us hold it.
Unless you meet him again, you say, "Hey," you take it out, and
Is
then you
this-
smoke it with him.
How
is
fun
this
of that?
his
That'd be cool.
cigar?
Yeah,
or-
he has a cigar company on top of it.
That's
all.
cool.
Fun, so fun. Yeah, I think that's the move. Is like when we're at like Catalina hanging out with Jimmy Buffett, and I just like pull it out of my shirt pocket.
I love Jimmy Buffett.
Same.
Yeah,
This is hilarious.
You haven't even smelled the cigar. It's just so wrapped up.
I know. Like
Yeah, you really can't
I
smell
love.
it.
That's like
It's cool,
my Red Octobers for anyone who understands that reference.
not me.
Not
Okay,
me.
it's a
No.
sneaker reference. It's a Kanye, Nike. Anyway, yeah, that's like a price.
Oh, he's
possession
got a
line.
little. It's a skull wearing a chef hat. Is the logo?
Oh my god, I
That's
can't believe
so
you brought
cute.
this.
Dude, that's sick.
When I got the call and it was like talk about a celebrity, I was like, I have got to bring like props. You know,
You crushed it, guys. I have another curveball.
Oh,
the saga
boy.
of
Oh, boy.
Fieri.
Oh, boy.
What is his name?
Let's hear it.
When he got married to Lori, who he met when he was managing a restaurant in Long Beach, he changed his surname from Fieri to Fieri
Whoa.
as an ode to his paternal grandfather,
Whoa.
Giuseppe Fieri, an Italian immigrant who had anglicized his surname to Ferry upon his arrival to the United States.
Wow.
So that is his family's name. He just changed it back. He said, "No, we're Fieris. We're Fieris.
love that.
We're whatever we are. We're that."
What is not to love about this man?
I wonder if he was named after his grandfather, Giuseppe.
Oh, Guy.
oh, it must be.
Yeah,
gee.
you're right.
100%.
Probably was.
Yeah. Oh, and he's carrying the legacy like this. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
What did his grandfather do? Was he a chef? Tell me he was a chef. Oh
It
my
doesn't
god.
say.
President of food.
I mean, he was an Italian immigrant. You could assume he probably did.
Well, he probably knew how to make some pizza.
Okay.
Whoa.
Okay, man.
Okay.
I mean, with a name like Giuseppe,
edit.
it makes kind of sense. But another wonderful thing about him, he has two sons, Hunter and Ryder, and then
Of course, that's his son's name.
Yeah,
Hunter and Ryder.
his sister unfortunately died in 2011
Wow.
of metastatic melanoma, and he then basically adopted his 11-year-old nephew.
Come on.
I can't
I'm like
believe
crying
people used
over
to
here.
shit on
He
him.
didn't legally adopt. He just like you
Right.
just live with us.
Of
You live with
course,
us now.
of course.
Is it crazy to pitch that he's on our dollar bill or something
He
like that?
would be a
Do you know what I'm
great
saying?
guy for that. Yeah. At least on a tattoo.
Yeah.
or at least a credit card, right? He should have his own line of credit cards.
Oh, I wonder if he does.
What's in your wallet?
I feel like that's possible.
Is it Guy Fieri?
Guys, what an amazing
Patron
dude
saint.
this seems to be. He's obviously got cookbooks. He had Guy's Big Bite, which is the show that he actually got when he first won that the cooking competition or the next big Food Network star. And then he later would do Triple D, and that would explode to be like the craziest thing ever. And he's done lots of other stuff as well. He's hosted lots of things. He's basically like, there's something about him with the Food Network and how he's he's the face of the network.
Right.
He is Food Network.
He did a Triple D in Syracuse too. Shout out 315. Love that.
Awesome. And I think he just signed a new Food Network contract for like $80 million.
Yeah, something crazy, something wild.
Wow.
And, you know,
That's nice.
he seems
Well
cool.
deserved. Seems like a great
He
guy.
probably gave it all right back to Food Network, just as a philanthropic.
as a charity.
Well, I'm going to start cobbling together some lyrics. What other things do you? Have you seen Guy Fieri? Have you seen Triple D
person?
a lot?
Oh, yeah.
Do you have any memories? What did it evoke for you? I used to
just-
watch him when I was falling asleep.
Yeah, I feel like diners, drive-ins, and dives is like weirdly very relaxing. It's I couldn't watch it when I was having one of my panic attacks because my biggest fear is throwing up, and so watching food would not help that. But if I'm trying to bring it down, if I'm trying to coax myself into a restful state, I think on tour we'll watch the Two Towers, Lord of the Rings, Two Towers.
Nice.
But I think that diners, drive-ins, and dives would do the same thing.
Wow. I think, maybe now that we're doing a deep dive, just him going around to all he was on tour. He was on tour as his job, eating good food, and that's pretty much what we do. We go on tour, we always try to check the local flavor.
Nice.
While we're there, not trying to eat from chains while we're there. So
Yeah.
maybe in some ways I've emulated my whole life after Guy Fieri.
That's beautiful.
I love that.
I actually, I have a question for you because you have both been on tour so much more than me, and I'm about to, and I want to avoid Chili's, Applebee's, and I want to avoid going to my hotel and eating a sad quesadilla at 1 a.m. and
Sure.
feeling terrible. Do you all exercise when you're on tour? Do you go walking? Like, how do you live and like maintain sanity?
Generally, when we're on tour, we're driving very quickly from one place to another, and there's no time to exercise.
We luckily put on a pretty high energy show.
Cool.
So I would say our exercise is actually the show itself. There's like a few numbers that are lots of dancing, or a lot of crowd work, or a lot of moving around. Hughie does a bit of striptease.
Yeah, nice. So in my rider, it's going to say no stool, so I'm like not allowed to sit.
Yeah.
Great.
We actually, after this last tour where, there were some
Just tell him. Just
Allie
tell him.
Lou got a little sicky do, threw up,
Which is
huge.
Sure,
Very big
fans
deal.
Listening
Fans
will know
listening.
that's
So
crazy.
just to give you some background, before 2 weeks ago, I had not thrown up since 1997.
I love that you remember the year because it's so problematic for
Yeah,
you.
no, it's like it was a traumatic experience. I had thrown up once before that in 1995, and then a second time in 1997.
And it has actually become, it was Alex's literal greatest fear. And it would be
Yeah.
the type of thing where it's like if something would happen to him that made him feel any type of way, it would immediately go to, oh God, is this going to make me throw up? Now I'm in, if I may, so much fear of throwing up that like my world is just shifted right now.
Yeah.
So, and he fucking handled it like a champ. He just fucking spewed
Hey.
it on out, baby.
It's
beautiful.
But if you ever go to a college and they want to give you chicken parmesan that still has the skin on it and bones inside of it,
Oh, no.
don't eat it.
Oh, well, as someone who was on Worst Cooks. yeah. 100% would not.
But after that experience, it sort of was like, should we adjust how we're eating? Should we like try to get like a walk in the morning? But we usually just honestly like get off the plane, get in the car, drive 4 or 5 hours, get to sound check, play the show. By that time, it's like 11. Maybe we'll have like a drink, or we'll just go back to the hotel, go to sleep, and then do the same thing the next day.
That actually sounds pretty high energy, high volume all the time. Like there's not a lot of time to, I don't know. I would be asleep so quickly in that hotel room. There's no question.
Exactly.
So, great.
And then we just sit in the car. So there's like the sitting in the car for 4 hours, but
Yeah. All right. This is good. The other thing was I think you got some lyrics, Keith.
I mean, I do, but what was that? You were just
I was just thinking because I was like thinking about over the pandemic how much time I spent watching Food YouTube and Food Network. I just like if there was I was thinking on the way here, if there was like a cheese pull formula for how many cheese pulls I saw during lockdown, I would be very curious to know.
Cheese pull?
I love a good cheese pull. Like that's
it's
my
when
big
a stretchy
move.
cheese
Oh,
on video.
oh.
Yeah.
Stretchy cheese on video is called a cheese pull.
I thought you
pull.
meant like a stripper pole made of cheese. Is
Oh,
what I
pole.
The cheese pull.
Cheese
Cheese
pull.
pull.
Hot.
Oh, that'd be all right. Yeah. Oh yeah, like a string
right.
cheese. She like pulls a little bit of the pole down.
thought. Puts it in your mouth.
That's kind of hot.
sets it on fire like we saw in.
Yeah, it was sick.
That sounds cool.
In fucking somewhere, Michigan.
Are
What are you playing over there? Let me learn it.
Yeah, I need to hear what you guys are playing so I can shape these lyrics into syllables that match the meter.
Maybe just hold on this chord here on the second time through.
We want to embrace the love in the world. We want to taste the flavors of America. We are all a work in progress. Guy Fieri. Guy Fieri. Guy Fieri.
You want like a poison scream in there, Keith?
Oh my gosh, I
Yes.
can't do it, but
Like, that's right.
Unbelievable. Are you kidding? That was amazing. That was so great.
okay, so I have this one line for you. I have like, he is the best Food Network star. He's got a lot of nice cars. He gave me a cigar.
Can you come in with that?
He gave me a cigar?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He's the best Food Network star. He's got a lot of nice cars. He gave me a cigar. Guy Fieri. We're all Guy Fieri. We're all one. We want to embrace the love of the world. We want to taste the flavors of America. We are all a work in progress. Guy Fieri is the best Food Network star. He's got a lot of nice cars.
He gave me a cigar.
Go as far as you can. The myth, the man, the legend. Welcome to Flavor Town. Give the man a crown. You can punch down, but he will rise up and sail away on a cruise full of his restaurants.
That's great.
Ready?
Yeah. 1, 2.
Welcome to Flavor Town. Meet the mayor himself. You will feel him before you see him. Flames on his shirt, bleach in his hair, love in the air. Guy Fieri. We are all Guy Fieri. We are all one. We want to embrace the love in the world. We want to taste the flavors of America. We are all a work in progress. Guy Fieri. Guy Fieri. He is the best Food Network star. He's got a lot of nice cars.
He gave me a cigar.
Go as far as he can. The myth, the man, the legend. Welcome to Flavor Town. Give the man a crown. You can punch down, but he will rise up and sail away on a cruise full of his restaurants.
pretzel cart.
Guy Fieri.
Trained in France.
Guy Fieri.
Hunter. Rider.
Guy Fieri.
And they're doing pork a little bit different.
Guy Fieri. Guy Fieri. Guy Fieri. Guy Fieri. Guy Fieri. Guy Fieri. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Welcome to Javertown.
One, two, one. It's time for celebrity theme song.
No idea if we're a song or not.
Celebrities. It's time for celebrity theme song. Wrote a song about celebrities. Celebrities. Hey!
I wonder how that sounded.
I know I played a couple wrong chords. So.
I mean, I have no idea what key we were singing it in, but you know what? We made it to
We did
almost
it.
the end.
We got the end. Oh, Mike, thank you
Amazing.
so much for doing this. This was
Yes.
a blast of an episode.
This was incredible. Thank you all so much.
So,
For real,
Mike,
this
we
was
know you're
great.
touring. We know we can find you online, but let everyone else know where they can see you, where they can find you, how they can
find
follow you.
to come to your shows.
Yeah.
How can they listen
Instead
to
of
your
listing
podcast?
all of these cities, my Instagram is @GlazerBoohooHoo. I'm doing a lot of promoting. It makes me uncomfortable, but you got to do the work.
gotta
And I'm
do it.
excited
Yeah.
to go out there and do these
Yeah.
shows. So come through @GlazerBoohooHoo. And my podcast that I do with Mary Jane Gibson is called Weed and Grub, smoking, snacking, and hanging.
Hell
We just
yeah.
had Jacques Cousteau's grandson on. Like, what
Wow.
the fuck?
What?
Yeah. So, we have some interesting guests. Please, y'all come play music with us.
We'd
And,
love to.
Thank you for
Would
having
love
me.
to.
Yeah, we didn't even
Absolutely.
mention this, but you are like a stoner comic. Like,
Oh, yeah. I love
known
drugs.
For your weed content. We didn't mention it at all. It was hilarious to not mention it. I think you brought your stuff in today in a small weed bag.
I brought y'all some gifts. Yeah.
brought us some. Oh my God! You're kidding me.
Yeah.
Love
so
that.
nice, man. Thanks.
Well,
Thanks
it's
for
been
coming
great
in,
having
man.
you. It was so fun. Thanks for joining us.
As always, don't forget to follow Lewberger on all of our stuff. Go check out our TikTok. You probably already do, though. And
Bop, 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 bop. Celebrities.
Hey! That's it.
Oh, man.
Dude, that was